Aussie. Angry, 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 angry. Aussie. Aussie. Angry, 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 angry.
All right. Swinging into a new week. That's the way, I like it, Wellsy. Let me see, I'm not making any pictures tonight. Still got some of my unnaturally green drink. Hello, Madam Butterfly. How are you today? Fuck it, I'm just pouring the rest of that in. Here we go. It's like more than I'd have for one drink, less than two, so I'm having 1.5 drinks. Ooh, the aroma off that. Very fruity. Okay. Peel me some peel. Riddle me this, Batman. Everyone loves Butters. Hello, Surf. How are you? Yeah, I remembered this time. Sometimes I vague out and go, wait, I know who has the Everyone Loves Butters account. Who is that? Everyone loves ice cream, no matter who they are. I decide what to do with this because it's going to dry out by Thursday. It's a lot to put in one go. Am I organized enough to put this in a container? I mean, probably not. I don't know. See, these are the questions, the difficulties, the travails that I must endure. An unjust universe puts me in this position. And I just soldier on. It's probably enough. Could get a couple more pieces, but who knows? Oh, wait, of course. I need cherry. Because I'm a special boy who gets cherries. Lid stuck with cherries. Stab. Oops, that was very awkward. I think I'll re-stab that one. Double stab. I'll double tap the cherry just to make sure it is captured. My pool water drink. Okay, that's a fascinating. Is that? Oh God, you know what? That string of words reminds me of the thing. The spies get the Winter Soldier. Cuisina fresh keeper pod citrus. Oh, right. Those are actually related words. Single. Well, I don't even. Well, actually, maybe I should store the orange while I'm peeling it. I'm literally just talking about storing the peel. And I just put them in a Tupperware dish with a bit of water so they don't dry out. I was, even though in retrospect, your comment makes perfect sense. Initially, I was confounded by that succession of words. Safa, yeah, everyone hates IT issues. Have you tried switching it off and switching it on again? Yes, the challenge to David Littleproud was never serious, never realistic. It was just someone honestly, rightly saying, "You're a fucking dick, David Littleproud. You have little to be proud of." Yeah, there was someone being a bit of a wag saying, technically, the Nationals and the Greens and Independents could say, hey, we collectively are the official opposition because collectively we formed a coalition and we have more seats than the Liberal Party. Live chat's missing. Okay, that may well be poor form, Safa, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's not my fault because I actually set it up before the stream and StreamYard did something stupid. Andrew Wilkie said that. I'm sure multiple people said it because I saw as a columnist in either the ABC or the Guardian website. It is a whole thing, Soph. The Liberals, Nationals, coalition, not coalition, is a whole thing. As Shakespeare was fond of saying. In the original manuscript for Macbeth, Macbeth gets back to the castle and his wife goes, "How was your trip?" He goes, "Oh, I ran into some witches." And she goes, "What did the witches say?" And he goes, "Oh, don't get me started. It's a whole thing." You had lasagna. I had chicken drumettes and coleslaw. To dinner, Mrs. Angry likes it when I have because she gets the bones from the chicken drumettes to use in her stock, from which she makes awesome soup. Like, she seriously makes killer soup because she goes to all this trouble to make the stock in the slow cooker, bones and veggies and just slow cooks it, I think, for a couple of days. And you get this really intense stock. And then she cooks and purees veggies and adds the stock, and you're off to the races. Dr. Carl is talking. Oh, is this Dr. Carl doing the how things are made stuff? I do like that sort of thing. Russia's banning English names in shops. Oh dear, that's a sign of desperation. The French do that, I think. They get very obnoxious and pushy about language. Hopefully, might go 10 minutes over again tonight. Freaking awesome mix. Well, I'm bang fucking up for some awesome discs. So, no, Mrs. Angry didn't watch the whole tennis. She went to bed same time as me. So, yeah, I don't think it did go that much longer after she went to bed, but she just went, yeah. And went to bed same time as me on Sunday. And then I didn't go into the office on Monday because someone had fucked up my day with late meetings, and I wouldn't have gotten home till 6:30. And I'm like, just fuck off, honestly. So I'm freaking just stay at home. Alcaraz doesn't know Melbourne nightclubs. I'm sure he doesn't. Doesn't come here to go to nightclubs and focus and play the tennis. Well, I'm sure someone took him out. As a crowd were lukewarm to Djokovic because he might not come. He's fucking old. Should retire for his knees fall apart. Talking about Melbourne nightclubs, though, one of the gentlemen's clubs on King Street, lap dancing club, there was a funny security footage released, like two drunken guys, these like middle-aged guys who should know better, they were really drunk and they got chucked out. And one of he thinks he's gonna fight, and man, the bouncers ended up showing up on the video, and they're fucking huge, built like brick shithouses. There's this fat, drunk, middle-aged guy, like he's going to get uppity. And as he goes staggering out because he's been thrown out, they had these, I think you call them stanchions, the metal things that you put string the rope between. And he goes like he fucking is going to pick up the metal pole and attack the bouncer. And the bouncer clearly says, "You even think about it and I'll fucking smash your head." And so the guy goes, "Whoa," and then he does some other sort of threat, like, and the bouncer goes, "No, fuck off," and he runs off, and he goes to a cafe that's a couple doors down, cafe or restaurant that is still open, and he's taking a chair off their balcony. So there's a whole thing where he's wrestling with a woman from the restaurant to get this chair, and his big plan is now he's going to throw this chair at the bouncer, but his mate is standing between him and the door where the bouncers are. And this idiot just goes, and he throws the chair and full on scones his mate in the head, who goes down like a bag of shit. The bouncers come into view on the video, just fucking laughing, just pointing at him and laughing. And the drunken fuckwit who threw the chair, when he scones his mate who goes down, he's just like, oh, I have miscalculated. And it's just like, drunken entitled dickheads, man. It's ridiculous. But I don't cause trouble when I get drunk. I just have a good time. Make friends with people. Yes, the look of the guy, the face of the guy who threw the chair, it was just like, oh, that was a mistake. And it's just like, he's just lucky because there were cameras there. The bouncers aren't going to come over and kick the shit out of him because there's cameras and there'd be a court case. But just the absolute mirth with which the bouncer reacted was pretty funny. Does Dubbo heaps of drunk entitled jerks? Probably. I think everywhere has heaps of drunk entitled jerks. You don't really have clubs, not in my day. The racist thing would be the fucking RSL club. I'd be fascinated by what anyone called a nightclub in Dubbo, my part. It'd probably just be a pub with a band playing, or even just a DJ. Just like, absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, I saw a few bands in Dubbo, but not licensed. Oh, no, actually, I think I did see the Angels at the RSL club. I'm not sure where they played. Yeah, I think so. Hopefully, Safa is getting background information for life in Dubbo in the 80s. It's that'd be a hell of a book. I still giggle sometimes thinking, like, man, I'm probably going to get in trouble one day for making all the West Dubbo jokes. I mean, everyone else in Dubbo is on my side, but oof. That could come back at me. Yeah, I reckon the Home for the Elderly says he's got some Bonza discs tonight, so I'm looking forward to it. What movies did I watch on the weekend? Wrecking Crew, which was fun. Like it's Jason Momoa and Dave Bautista, and it's just like, you know, everybody with Pacific Islander heritage, you know, is in a bunch of Kiwis, um, Filipinos, Australians with Pacific Islander heritage, um, and of course Hawaiians because it's set in Hawaii. Sorry, did you just look that up? Home for the Elderly, 1986. The Angels performed at the South Dubbo Tavern. I didn't see them if they did. "28 people knew Darth Vader was Anakin Skywalker." Oh, you were joking about the South Dubbo Tavern. No, I think I saw them in Dubbo. I think it was in the RSL Club, in the concert hall in the RSL Club. I saw Cold Chisel at the Civic Centre. I actually snuck backstage for Cold Chisel. Carried in a case of beer and a bottle of vodka for backstage. It was funny. Passage from the Book of Safa. Nice. And that was very left field, by the way, Safa. 28 people knew Darth Vader was Anakin Skywalker. So I assume what you mean is before the movie came out, 28 people knew Darth Vader was Luke Skywalker's father. Because on set, the guy in the suit did not say that line. So no one who was on set knew. James Earl Jones obviously knew because he recorded the voice for it. Senor Butts McGee, what are we talking about? Lyricism. Oh, you love the Don McLean song, "The Day the Music Died"? Bye bye, Miss American Pie. I always bothers me that he did the line "Good old boys drinking whiskey and rye." Rye is, of course, a type of whiskey, and bourbon is a type of. I don't know what the line is. The good old boys drinking bourbon and rye, but again, admittedly, not all American whiskeys are either bourbon or rye either. Particularly down south in Kentucky, you get bourbon, but you also just get Tennessee whiskey. Yes, I got triggered, Home for the Elderly. I had to say my regular line about being bothered by whiskey and rye. Oh, Senor Butts McGee. Yeah, well, Waylon Jennings made a joke at Buddy Holly saying, "Hope your dang plane crashes." Because I think they tossed a coin for who got on the plane, and Waylon Jennings lost. And so he made some joke about, "Well, I hope the plane crashes." And he said in interviews that it haunted him his whole life, that was the last thing he said to Buddy Holly: "I hope your plane crashes." I sing that song, do I it's just random what pops into my head when I'm setting up, and I have that compulsion to sing songs while I'm setting up. Oh dear. It's crazy times. Crazy. It is a great song. Got it. I mean, and tribute songs are so fucking dodgy. Because it's like, yeah, oh, I'm doing a really heartfelt tribute song, and it's like they're so likely to be ugh and cheesy. But American Pie is not cheesy. It's a good song. Anyway, I'm clearing the decks with a couple of things because I'm gonna take stuff out of the barrel. Okay, so got the last of this old-fashioned, barrel-aged old-fashioned, because I have another one that I'm going to decant tomorrow or Friday. So I'm going to finish this. Used to be in the top 3 of the Gold 104 top songs of all time. Yeah. Particularly for boomers. Boomers fucking love that song. So finish my old-fashioned. Actually, you know what? I was going to take the label off the bottle. I think I might just keep it and decant the new one into that tomorrow. I'll rinse the bottle, but I think I'll do that. Senor Butts. Fun fact, 2-pack. Favorite song. Vincent by Don McLean is listening to while dying. Oof. That's the Starry Night. Paint your palette blue and green. Stairway to Heaven, Bohemian Rhapsody. Yeah, very boomer coded songs. It's very funny because in the last 10 years, Gen X songs have become easy listening. So the most easy listening songs get played. But it's like, particularly the one that springs to mind is Midnight Oil. Like mainstream commercial radio wouldn't play Midnight Oil in their heyday. But now I can be pushing a trolley around Coles and they'll be playing 80s Midnight Oil because previous generations' rebellion songs become easy listening when they're old. So hopefully you're thinking the Vincent song was Donovan. Butts McGee knows about Donovan. Hopefully today you felt old. Faith No More on the oldies station. Well, that's the Homer Simpson joke when he goes into the record shop and he's looking at stuff and going, and he's going, what are these in oldies? And he's just saying all these 70s tracks and going, these are all great. And I love that The Simpsons has been on air for so long. I mean, it's fair to say Homer was originally a boomer, aged into being Gen X, and now he's a millennial because his age never changes. And I genuinely love the flashback episodes, like the earliest flashback episodes. Homer was a kid in the 70s, and then they had some when he was a kid in the 80s. Then they had some when he was a kid in the 90s. I just find it really funny, honestly. Yeah, you're right. Senor Butts, Nirvana, and Smashing Pumpkins are fucking easy listening now. Yeah. Oh, that's right. Grand Funk Railroad. He loves Grand Funk Railroad. Although it was past their prime, I did like the flashback episode where it's just post high school in the 90s for Marge and Homer, and Homer's in a sort of emo grunge band called Sadgasm. I liked that episode. Starship evolved from Jefferson Airplane. Yes, Jefferson Airplane renamed themselves Jefferson Starship, and then just Starship. Jefferson Airplane weren't that bad. Starship were fucking shit. Oh, that was the lowest of crud 80s AM radio pop. Blech. Just the fucking worst. Whereas Jefferson Airplane did some edgy stuff like White Rabbit and whatnot. The Alan Parsons Project. It's just, honestly, Homer, what a legend. I still remember an interview with Dan Castellana, who does Homer's voice, from the 90s. So a period when The Simpsons had been big for about 10 years. And they were doing, they'd do conventions and whatnot. And Dan Castellana in interviews going, yeah, I go to the conventions and I'm signing things for people. And someone comes up to me and says, Homer's my hero. And I just look at them and go, what the fuck is wrong with you? How could Homer be your hero? You idiot. No, don't stop a rockin'. And the other one about aging, I love, which was it tied in with those episodes. Grandpa Simpson's like, I used to be hip, but then, what was hip scared me and I was old and square. It happened to me. It'll happen to you. The Simpsons. What a hoot. Yeah, the Lollapalooza app is so fucking good. Just the layers of jokes in it, like when he meets the Smashing Pumpkins, Billy Corgan goes, oh, you're Homer Simpson. Billy Corgan, Smashing Pumpkins. He goes, Homer Simpson, smiling politely. And the Peter Frampton stuff in it was very funny. You abandoned your son to win $40 and a Blue Oyster Cult medallion. Oh yes, Homer goes, I still do the Homer nerd, which is of course ironic given what a nerd I am. Oh yeah, so but what was the judge's response to if I may sing a few lines of Don't Fear the Reaper? The judge says something like, don't try to tell me about BOC. Blue Oyster Cult. And Homer trying to create Animal House in that college episode when the college is fine. Oh, that's the line. No, I'm familiar with BOC. It's just, oh God. This is a Simpsons stream now. I'm here for it. Also, okay, trivia. The thumbnail I used for this is from The Young Ones. In one episode, Mike goes down into their cellar and there's this guy hanging from the ceiling, tangled up in a parachute. And it's Buddy Holly, and he's been hanging upside down like that for 20 years. And sings a song about all he's had to eat in that time. And it's about eating spiders, bugs, and crickets. Toronto Maple Leaf, we summoned you by talking about The Simpsons. It has turned into a Simpsons stream, definitely. And I'm completely fucking down with that. Not backing down for a second on a Simpsons stream. Goddamn, I love old fashions. Goddamn, I love my barrel-aged old fashions. Oof, I got some stuff to decant. So, of course, the only question is what I put back in the barrels because by Friday, I think because I made another one of my liqueur because I've only got that much of my liqueur left. So I made more of it. And because I always like to have a pre-made old-fashioned ready for streams. Haven't seen The Simpsons in years since you stopped having to. That would get in the way of watching The Simpsons, Toronto Maple Leafer, not having a TV. Also, Charlie, I don't think I told you were helping me get the young'uns onto Plex. And Young Was Angry got on a while ago, and Young Mr. Angry was only the other day. When we finally got to it, and it's all done. The next text messages I got from him was, "Damn, that's a lot of TV shows." That's it, Cuckoo Daddy Longlegs. So yeah, I mean, he was just excited when he was staying here for that couple of weeks. He was here, and I showed him Plex, and he's going like, "You got all the seasons of Smiling Friends." Like, yes, and so much more. So I'm going to kill all my streaming services now, and just hit you up if there's a series I want to watch. Sometimes people who don't much watch TV, hanging out on Twitch, chatting with their note. Yeah, hell yeah. Yes, have the LD. Cuckoo Daddy Longlegs was the Buddy Holly song. Hope it sells more than Peggy Sue. We were on the server at the same time this morning. Nice. Yeah, I was just watching stuff on my. Okay, I had another weird thing. The episode of Crapopolis I was up to wouldn't play. And I just had this brainwave, and I went to the next episode, and the next episode played, no problem. So I don't know what that goes. Toronto Maple Leaf, things are going fairly well here. It's pretty warm. We've actually had record temperatures, places hitting 49, 50 Celsius, which is 110, 115 Fahrenheit. But literal records are, and I think there was a day last week where the top 15 hottest places in the world were all in Australia. As in places, as in towns or cities where people lived. They were all in Australia. So fucking hell. And it's going to be hot tomorrow too. It got over 30 today. Still 26, which is pretty warm for this late at night. 32 again tomorrow. Only dropping to 19 overnight, which is a bit warm. Then 24, 25, 26, 27, 27, 30. So February is often the hottest month and often the worst bushfire month. So yeah. Yeah, no, 49.50. Now that wasn't metro on. That was sort of remote places that were kind of near the desert, but people were living there. Here in Melbourne, depending which part of Melbourne you were in, you were hitting somewhere between 43 and 45. So over 100 Fahrenheit. But yeah, the worst places were getting 110, 115 Fahrenheit. You reckon the animation section is a big mess? Yeah, it's fine. I'm going to leave it. They just got the Walwa fire under control. So that was several weeks of savage bushfire. Yeah, no. Because the cold parts of Canada get minus 30, minus 40 Celsius. And while we're getting plus 30, plus 40 Celsius. So yeah, 70 to 80 degree temperature differences in Celsius, which is fucking wild. It did my head in when I was working with the Canadians, and they would just go, "Oh yeah, in winter it can get minus 30, minus 40." I'm just like, fucking what? You can get down to minus 50. God damn. I don't know if you agree. My Canadians friend said after about minus 15, you can't tell the difference. It's got to you'll die quicker if you're outside, and the effects of minus 50 will be worse than minus 15. But they were just saying, just in terms of what you can feel, like what your nerves can tell you, minus 15, minus 20 is about as much as you can do. And it gets beyond that, it doesn't feel any colder. So in your butt, she drank all the bars. Okay, now you're quoting something I don't recognize. Bonsai goes to Pittsburgh. Okay, so you reckon after minus 15, everything just hurts. It's pain, more pain. The coldest I have been in is when I was at uni in Bathurst, which is in the beginnings of the mountains west of Sydney. And it was about minus 15, like cold enough to freeze running water. And I did go up to the snow, and it was probably colder there. I don't remember. But yeah, I think minus 15 is the coldest it's been in a place where I was living. So yeah. So my temperature range that I've lived in has probably been from minus 15 to plus 45 Celsius. So it was fucking cold this morning. It was so weird. Like I'm going to work and it was less than 10 degrees. And I'm going, I'm not wearing a jacket though, because it's going to be over 30 when I come home. So fuck that. So we're doing Ramones stuff. Oh yes, the Ramones. When the Ramones sing Happy Birthday to Mr. Burns. Safa, it would get sub-zero in Dubbo when I lived there in winter. Not a lot sub-zero, but like -1, -2. But Dubbo was weird. Even in the dead of winter, you'd get like 0 or thereabouts. And it would still get up into the teens during the day. So you would rug up multiple levels in the morning. Like I'm thinking me going to school. And by afternoon, it was way too hot with all the shit you had on. It was ridiculous. Yes, up yours, Springfield. Senior Butch, you've never seen the Ramones, but you did see the Dickies. Nice. I don't think I saw any of the sort of old school punk bands. Yeah, I saw the Pogues. Saw the Stray Cats is pretty good, actually. I never saw Stray Cats. I'm trying to think of the more epic ones I've seen were the Pogues. On the Australian front, bands like Cold Chisel and the Angels, 70s, 80s. Midnight Oil in their heyday. Saw Midnight Oil in about 84. It was 83 or 84. I saw Midnight Oil at the Hordern Pavilion. Nice, everyone was stamping their boots to the Stray Cats. Nice. Oh God, Toronto Maple Leaf saying once you hit -15, -20, it starts to hurt to breathe through your nose. That's not good. Painful breathing is not good. Pogues concert I saw at the Enmore Theatre was fucking great. I think it was their first Australian tour, If I Should Fall From Grace With God. But I was right up the front in the mosh. And it was all guys bigger than me because I'm a little guy. And everyone was just absolutely compressed body to body, bouncing up and down. Oh, and fun fact, because the Enmore Theatre is an old theatre, it has an orchestra pit. So, which lowers and raises just in front of the stage. So when everyone is pogoing at the front, the floor gives a little. Like at first I thought it was my imagination. Wait, is the floor actually giving as everyone goes up and down? And then I remembered, oh no, the Enmore Theatre has an orchestra pit. The floor is actually giving way a little as everyone bounces up and down. Hope I don't die. But then the fun thing is, like, I mean, compressed with all these sweaty, mostly shirtless dudes, but they're like this, just bouncing around. And they were all taller than me. And at one point, I was just wedged between all these bodies, and just with the pushing and shoving and squeezing, my feet weren't touching the ground. And so I was just squashed between people, and I'm not touching the ground, and I'm just going, this is bad. I hope it doesn't get any less squishy, because if it gets even slightly less squishy, I'm going down because my feet aren't even on the ground. So if it was, the Enmore Theatre is in Enmore, which is in Sydney, Parramatta Road, Sydney. Toronto Maple saw Oasis for their revival tour. Nice. I never saw the Stranglers live. Like I said, I didn't see any of the old punk bands live. Don't think I ever saw My Sex live either. Senor, but you got all the 80s hardcore punk, Bad Brains, Avengers, Dog Nasty, Chief Soul, Government Issue, The Mob, The Damned. Nice. That's a fucking lineup right there. You're just stroke listening to Black Flag. Oh my God. Yes, I know you're not familiar with Sydney Safra. You wouldn't have asked. And that's why I gave you the answer. And I saw Queen at the Sydney Entertainment Centre. That's real Queen with Freddie Mercury. I think they only ever toured Australia once. I'm not sure, but it's good. Senor Butts, fun Maryland Death Fest. Crowd surfed a girl who shit herself in the pit. Oh my God. That's unfortunate. Toronto Maple Over reminds you of Taylor Swift. Friend went to Taylor Swift concert with his girlfriend. A huge fan. Stadium stands. Seattle was bouncing up and down. Fans were jumping. Yeah. Fucking masses of people bouncing up and down. There's some serious physics at work there. But yeah, that time in the Enmore Theatre when I realized, oh, that's right, there's an orchestra pit here. That's why the floor is bouncing up and down. Holy shit, I hope the hydraulics that are holding up the orchestra pit are really fucking sturdy, because this is a little bit unsettling. I tell you one band, and this is a slightly more obscure 80s band. They played in Sydney while I was at college in Bathurst, and they were one of my favorites, Shriekback. And I was really tempted to go, but the logistics were slightly difficult. Where would I stay? And I didn't. I really regret not going, because I've got live recordings of theirs and seen video, and their live shows was fucking amazing. I feel Queen came to Australia with, who the fuck is Paul Rogers? Just by the by. I saw Queen in the 80s with Freddie Mercury. Just an incredible show, man. He's amazing. Abigail, another term for serious physics is physics. Unserious physics. Oh, I don't know. I feel like there's some unserious physics. Bubbles, they're not serious, but they're. I think all physics is interesting. I definitely think all physics is interesting, but I don't know if it's all serious. Bubbles seem very unserious to me. Paul Rogers, formerly of Bad Company, Free, The Firm and Law. Sounds like he was a whore. Home for the Elderly. He was a whore who would just play with anyone. Try to if you've got a friend that does rigging for huge bands, Elton John. He's on Elton's tour of Australia when COVID started. They all got trapped in Australia. Oh no, we locked down and the borders closed. Well, we also had Tom Hanks and his wife trapped in Australia, and he got COVID and was getting treated in Australia. And I'm going, well, I hope he recovers. The world is not going to take it lightly if Australia kills Tom Hanks. But he was fine. As were 99% of, 99% of people who got COVID didn't die. Fine is another thing. Because I had really mild long COVID symptoms for about 6 months. And it was basically just fatigue. And that was fucking bullshit. The sort of fatigue I had. And I was, reading about people where their long COVID was like they couldn't get out of fucking bed for a year. It's like, wow, okay. It's a serious fucking disease. Look, Safa, if Tom Hanks got COVID in the US, that's his problem. I just think because he got it in Australia, if he'd have died, people would have been mad at Australia for killing Tom Hanks. Supposed to be Elton John, then COVID lockdown, supposed to go on a tour with System of a Down. Yeah, well, wasn't that crazy? So we're coming up on 6 anniversaries of this. Like, we're going to see, I don't know about anyone else, I'm going to see like Facebook memories or news things like, 6 years ago today, this happened. So we're approaching the time when it got declared a pandemic. Wait a sec. I'm just gonna look. I know. 2020, what a fucking year. And it's 6 years ago now. When was COVID declared a pandemic? It wasn't until March. Okay. World Health Organization officially declared a pandemic on March 11th. It was a public health emergency as of January 30. Pandemic March 11. Damn. Oh, yeah, no, Toronto Maple Leaf, I'm with you 100%. My perception of time was utterly fucked by the pandemic. Like, I'll think of something and just go like, when did that happen? It's like, was that a couple of years ago? And they go, no, that was pre-COVID. So, oh shit, that means it was more than 6 years ago. Oh my God. I'm with you 100%. The pandemic and the weirdness of lockdowns and everything absolutely fucked my perception of time. I'm gonna have mineral water. Because I'm going to probably pour myself another alcoholic beverage to do the lazy store. Dr. Abigail, are you back in the mood for a lockdown again? I know you liked, from memory, you liked the first year of lockdown, being an introvert, but it got problematic after that. You know, I was lucky. I was with Mrs. Angry and the young'uns. We had a good setup. We had a good relationship. It was fine. I think when people started to really suffer, I think the 3 groups that suffered the most with the lockdowns was people who were completely alone. That just would be fucked. People who were in dangerous domestic or potential domestic violence situations, that was obviously bad. And people who had kids under 5. Because I had a bunch of friends who were in that situation, and it was fucking difficult. If someone's completely introverted, lockdown was fine, trained to social distance from people. So divorce rates went up during COVID. I'm not sure if that's true, but it would make sense. And yes, Amphioli, we have this to talk about. I'm just pacing myself having something non-alcoholic. Was that Senior Butts? The piece titled "You Shoot Yourself During Napalm Death." You're a fine-looking girl raging during napalm death. You happen to shoot yourself in the pit. I don't want you to think you're scum of these. Look, usually people in mosh pits are really good, actually. If someone's having a problem, they'll be saved. Probably just following instinct of survival. This isn't a smear campaign to make you look bad. Let's grab some coffee sometime. There's one of those misconnections. You shit yourself in the mosh pit at napalm death. Me, one of the people who crowd surfed you out to safety. Let's catch up for coffee sometime. Well. Okay. I reckon what I'm going to do in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to drink this mineral water. Then I'm going to have a pee break. Then I'm going to team up with Charlie to do some Laserdisc talk. Because dang, I like to talk about movies. So we'll see what's new on the Home for the Elderly website and talk things through. Yeah, Senior Butts, I love that person's positive attitude. Hey, not giving you a hard time. Shit happens, literally in this case, but let's catch up for coffee sometime. Oh, God, you know what that reminds me of? An Australian comedian, I know, Richard Mackenzie, had a routine once where he's talking about, I forget where he was, but he's describing the interaction between two crackheads, like, they were partners, and he made it quite funny, but it was awful wonderful. But then at the end of the thing, he goes, I don't have a girlfriend. That guy has a girlfriend. What the fuck is wrong with me that I don't have a girlfriend? So Toronto Maple Leaf, you're lucky you got fiber optic before COVID. Oh, yes. Your sister couldn't function at all during lockdown. House had standard coaxial cable. And the city switched everything online. Yeah, kids couldn't do school. Sister and husband couldn't do their jobs. You had fiber optic and you were all good. Yeah, my internet held up okay. And again, major hat tip to the infrastructure IT team where I worked, because they geared up almost instantly to increase the capacity for remote work to everyone. We had minimal disruption. And yeah, to instantly make it so 7,000 people can work remotely, no small undertaking. And our infrastructure team did it really fucking well. The funny thing, and I've said this before, so my team started working from home a week before the official directive came. I was on a little cybersecurity project team, and we had one of our team meetings. People were like, does anyone have a reason not to work from home? Because clearly this is just going to become the thing. Should we start working from home now? And the whole team, and there was like 6 of us, we said, yeah, let's do it. And some of the others, because we were all contractors, some of the permanents were kind of looking at us going, you think? Whoa, that's a bit outrageous. Everyone was working from home a week later. But the benefit of me working from home, like, okay, I need to get another monitor. I don't want to use my personal. I wanted some separation between my personal computer and monitor to my work computer and monitor. So I'm going to go and get another monitor. And I went to Officeworks, and they had sold out of 90%. And this was a week before everyone was working from home. They had sold out of 90% of their monitors. And I was like, really? And they go, yeah, man, everyone's coming and getting it. And a couple of days later, they had completely sold out, and it took them weeks to restock. So if I hadn't have gone in when I did, I would have been out a fucking monitor otherwise. I love the idea, Toronto Maple Leaf, the people who had to go into the city and sit outside libraries and coffee shops to get decent Wi-Fi. Yeah. Wasn't it crazy times, though? It was absolutely crazy times. Senior Butts, being an asshole punk rocker, I think Todd Phillips went down from hated G.G. Allen and the Murder Junkies. See, you're deep into the fucking 80s hardcore stuff, way more than me. Happily, remember that week. Christian got fully decked out. What's Christian? I don't know what that is. But yeah, I kind of feel like, my team was quite perceptive and went, this is going to happen. Will we just do it now? Yeah. And a woman who was on my team, she had a daughter who was in New York, and she just called her up and said, you have to make a decision now, because what is almost certainly going to happen is where you are in a week or two is where you will be stuck for an extended period of time. And her daughter's going, oh, I don't know if it's really going to be that much. And she's going, no, it's fine. And if you want to stay in New York, that's fine. But if you don't want to stay in New York, you have to leave now, because in a week or two, you probably won't be able to. And she was fucking right. Abigail, you bought an awesome monitor just before the big monitor rush. Oh, Jesus. Fuck. I was about to adjust a photo because it had half come off. And I took too long. It came off completely. That's what that noise was. I don't think the glass in the frame broke. Before I stick it back up, this is me at about 20. Playing silly buggers in a cemetery in the eastern suburbs of Sydney. There's this cemetery that has this incredible view of the ocean in the eastern suburbs. So yeah, that's me at about 20 being silly. Dang, what's all that about? Stick this back. Go on, Blue Tack, what's your fucking story? That's been up there for a year or so and just decided to fall down now. So anyway, I walked in with Insane Clown Posse in DC. Gang Juggalos. Insane Clown Posse, they're so funny. Remember, I made a video saying Rebecca Black's Friday was better than Insane Clown Posse. Because I was trying to pick a fight. Yeah, so my co-worker's daughter did not leave New York. It's kind of like she didn't quite believe her mum, but said, I'll stay here. And then sure enough, a week later, it's like, you're staying here. Because they're not allowing international flights. Oh, dear. Don't for people, if you're working retail, lived with a bunch of people, immunocompromised, nerve-wracking going to work, worrying about spreading it. Yeah, so many people. Yeah, Safra, I don't think you were listening. Her mum was someone I work with in cybersecurity. She was pretty perceptive in that she just went, no, this is fucking real this time. We've been worried about pandemics for a decade or more, like with bird flu and shit. This one's real. And she was fucking right. Ugh. Anyway, okay, you know what? I reckon I'm going to gear up. Charlie, you're going to gear up for the disc talk. I'm going to have a pee break, pour myself a sophisticated alcoholic beverage. Oh, yeah, Toronto Maple Leaf is right. And although, of course, rental laws differ around the world, any hooks I've put up are those 3M things that you can pull out. Also, we've been here 9 years now, so if we sign one more lease, that's the magic 10 years, because in at least Victorian rental things like paint on walls and carpet and stuff depreciates 10% a year. So if you rent a place for 10 years, the rated value of the paint and carpet and stuff is zero. So if the landlord says, oh, I'll have to repaint it, the VCAT, the tribunal, says, yeah, you have to repaint it because it's been there 10 years. It's worth nothing. Yeah. So yeah, just for fun, seeing you ask suffer and trivia, I have one of those 3M command hooks up there. And then I have a little whiteboard hanging off that hook. And the photo I was talking about was blue tacked to the whiteboard. So yeah, although I'm saying this like this stuff doesn't damage walls, I fucked up with one of them and just tried to pull it off, and I ripped the paint off the wall. So don't want to get busted for it. Safa, I cannot speak to New South Wales because rental laws are state things. Anyway, okay, so I'm going to do toilet break, mix a drink, and then we're doing disc talk. All right. Oh. Okie dokie. Okay, I am gonna make an alcoholic drink. I think I'm gonna make the one I invented. Brandy, orange liqueur, sugar syrup, and absinthe. No, where's the Salisbury fizz? I think like I made an old fashioned with green chartreuse or something. Book movie is Hero's Journey. I know what my film will be. The book. Okay, it must be it's a 45 mils brandy. 38 mils, 30 mils. Or did I mean 15 mils? Because I've scribbled it. Orange liqueur, sugar syrup, and absinthe. All right, fuck it. I'm going to make that. I'm sure I fucking did a... Okay. Oh, no, I don't know. Fucking jigger here. That's okay. You know what? Don't want to save this. I want to use it up. It's going to oxidize and lose its flavor. Let's go. 45 mils of brandy. Really just a little bit of that. Yeah, do something like that. Okay. All right. Orange liqueur. All right. Some of this sugar syrup, I think. Put that in. And 3 dashes of absinthe. Where's my absinthe dasher? There it is. Here we fucking go. All right. All right, so time to get Charlie in. So here's the invite link. I'm just posting this publicly, but I'm not accepting anyone but Charlie, they stole from you the best years of your life. Charlie, but then they did the same to Jesus Christ. Charlie. So I'm going to take the comments off screen because this is going to go on Charlie's disc channel. All right, adding to stage. I don't think your camera's working yet.
Yeah, I had to turn on the virtual camera.
Okay. Wait.
Virtual.
It's not working. Why is it not working? Oh, Jesus Christ. Fucking StreamYard was being weird.
Welcome to Discopolis.
Hey. I'm getting new glasses. I can get them anytime, but I'm probably not going to be in the city until next Monday or Tuesday. So maybe next week I have new glasses on the stream. All right.
See, a mini version of yours.
Oh yeah, a little Zoom recorder.
Yeah. So I've noticed when I end up with the print of this recording, my voice sounds like I'm coming through a telephone. So
you're actually recording audio there. Okay,
I'm
nice.
doing my own separate recording, and I'll bring the volume down overall.
Nice.
Okay, so I'm sorry, there's a bunch of kids ones. I got a kids part 2 section to begin with.
But I love kids movies.
So I'm just going to improv an intro. I haven't got anything written this week.
Welcome, viewers, to this week's disc review. These are all going live on the Home for the Elderly website. Get them while they're hot.
Thank you, Angry Aussie. And yes, this is a whole Laserdisc thing. We're back again for another week. And I've got my friend Angry Aussie. And we're going to have a look at some more Laserdiscs as we do. And I'll stuff in as much clips as I can to keep your attention span loaded and locked. And let's get going. Starting off with one we've had before. The Star Wars trilogy. This is the special edition.
Oh, okay.
Because what you want to do is invest all that money into a Laserdisc player just so you can watch it with all the extra things that George Lucas swapped his dick all over.
George Lucas
you don't want to watch the original cut. You want to watch it special edition.
He's one of those directors who needs an editor so much.
Oh, he was saved by his editor when it came to the first film.
Was his then wife? If I remember rightly, it was his then wife who edited Star Wars A New Hope and saved it.
It's funny how all these editors are women.
Mad Max Fury Road was George Miller's wife, who had only done documentaries together, edited it, turned it into a masterpiece.
Quentin Tarantino's movies are all done by the same woman as well. I can't remember who it is off the top of my head, but yeah. I'm not one that remembers editors. I remember directors pretty well, and producers mostly, actors of course, but then even then I have my moments of brain farts. Anyway, let's look. I don't need to go on about Star Wars. You guys,
everyone knows Star Wars. Yes,
you know Star Wars. We don't need to go on about Star Wars. All right. What about My Little Pony?
Oh my God, My Little Pony, the movie.
So
what the hell?
This is pre-Brony, right? So if you were a My Little Pony back in the days of, if you didn't want to watch He-Man and you wanted a bit of My Little Pony action and Pound Puppies and I don't know what else was there, She-Ra, Barbie and the Rockers.
All I'm going to say, bronies, if you want to prove that you're OG, you've got to get this.
This is the OG. And the cover's not in great condition, but this disc is rare as hen's teeth.
Yeah.
So, pretty cool one to get. Following on the kids' things.
The original Space Jam. I love that Bugs Bunny is listed as a star ahead of Michael Jordan.
Right.
That's
Yeah,
very funny.
it's a fun movie. It's got so
It's
many
a great
cameos.
movie.
I
I
love
saw
all
it
the
when it came
cameos.
out. Great movie.
Bill Murray was a cameo. Newman, the guy from
Yeah.
from Seinfeld.
Lots of the live action actors are really well known.
Yeah. Danny DeVito, I think, does the voice of the bad guy in it. The cat. Anyway, this is also going to go off like gangbusters this week. I
The
don't think.
original Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah,
That
seriously,
is,
if you want this, get on the website 10 minutes beforehand and just sit
yeah,
there with your finger
yeah.
on the button, ready to go, because this will sell within seconds.
That
This
is
is
dark as hell. I love that movie.
extremely sought after disc because this is the 25th anniversary,
Yeah.
and it is a beautiful pressing when it comes to quality on Laserdisc. Like picture quality.
Yeah.
This is beautiful disc. So yeah.
Yeah, that will be gone the second it's live. Yeah.
And you can skip Cheer Up Charlie instead of fast forwarding your way through it.
Also, his grandpa was a malingerer. The way he jumped up instantly when he had a golden ticket, it was just like,
Right? He was so faking it.
He was faking it. That was
one
dodgy.
moment he's like, "Oh, I'm dying, Charlie," and next moment is, "I never dreamed that I could fly over the moon in ecstasy." This was the very first movie I ever saw in the cinema.
Wow.
Yeah, this is the Sesame Street Big Bird movie.
Yes.
Follow That Bird, with cameos from John Candy, Chevy Chase, Joe Flannery, Waylon Jennings, Dave Thomas, and I don't know who that is, Sandra Bernhard.
Oh, she was a very famous comedian in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah. Looks like just
that is a good movie. That is a genuinely good movie.
This has a lot of, like memories to me. I remember, I showed my daughter this film as well. This is from my own personal collection, and I'm dumping a lot of the kids' films because my kids have grown up now and they're not into watching kids' films. That's why last week and this week has been so many just kids, because I had a massive kids collection. Me and my kids, would come over, and then Friday night is Laserdisc night, when they come over and we watch, either this or Demolition Man.
Almost the same movie.
Same thing, yeah. All right, so we got Muppet movies.
That's the original Muppet movie where Kermit sings Rainbow Connection?
Yes, from 1979.
Wow.
But this is a repress. This is the 1992 repress, so it's a much neater quality.
Yeah.
As you can see, it's pretty good condition too. So yeah.
Another classic.
And we're going to go through a whole bunch of Muppets.
Oh, is that the Michael Caine one? Yes. It's just like Michael Caine does A Christmas Carol with the Muppets and plays it absolutely straight. He doesn't camp it up at all.
No. But
there was the joke about, was it Tim Curry did Treasure Island with the Muppets? And the difference was
we'll jump to that.
Yes. Oh, there we go. Tim Curry doing Muppet Treasure Island. Michael Caine treats the Muppets like they're people, and Tim Curry acts like he's a Muppet. Yes, that's the difference between how they play it. It's just like,
and they really got into that rat in Muppet Treasure Island, and that seemed to be Brian Henson's contribution to the Muppets. He really loved that rat. So Brian Henson is Jim Henson's son. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, and I jumped over one because I had to address.
I just had to jump straight to that. Yeah.
Yeah, right. But there's also this one too.
Oh, The Great Muppet Caper. I mean, again, these are really good quality movies.
Yeah. The only one I'm missing out of the Muppet films, the classic Muppet films, sorry, not to be confused with the ones that came out in the 2010 and stuff like that. So the original Muppet films was there's Muppets Take Manhattan is the only one that I
That's
have.
right. That was the sequel to the Muppet movie. Yes.
Yes, and that's the third one, the Great Muppet Caper.
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right, more kids stuff. We've all seen The Lion King. One of the rare discs you can get that's a
The
Japanese
Japanese
version
one.
only, but still in English, is The Lion King Part 2,
Ah.
Simba's Pride. Yeah. You know, if you're really into Lion King, you can do Mufasa, which is the Lion King prequel.
Mm.
Then do the Lion King live action and then the animated back to back. And then follow it with Lion King 2. And then there's Lion King 2.5.
Which is focused on Timon and Pumbaa, isn't it?
Correct. Yes. Yeah. You're up to date with your Lion King lore, you know. Get your little graduation hat on right
That's
there.
it. I know. There you go. Right.
All right. This one is, funny enough, directed by Penelope Spheres, who was the director of Wayne's World and the classic documentary about punk rock music during the early 80s. What was that called? On my brain, I have to know that. I'm sorry.
Okay, you got to look it up.
Yeah, we have to do that and then quickly knock it into the thing because that was Penel. Okay, The Decline of Western Civilization 1, 2, and 3. Oh, she also directed the Beverly Hillbillies movie.
There you go.
Yeah,
she was doing a lot of adaptations. There you go.
I just know her mostly for Wayne's World. Oh, Senseless. Do you remember Senseless?
I vaguely remember that.
Yeah, so it's a Damon Wayans or one of the Wayans, Marlon.
I think
Marlon Wayans. And he has an injection where it heightens all of his senses, and he can smell better and hear better and taste better and stuff like that. And then he takes too much and it turns off all senses or one at a time. Yeah. Okay, so this one is a double package. You get two discs in one package because I can't split these because they have to be sold together.
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Yes, so
shot in Sydney, if I remember.
Really?
Yes. Look it up. I'm sure at least one of those. Now, of course, the whole thing with the Power Rangers is the reason their lips don't move is because original stuff was shot in Japan and then they could dub it with American actors and reuse it. But I'm sure at least one of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movies was shot in Sydney.
You are correct, yes. 1995, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, a movie, was filmed entirely in Australia, primarily around Sydney and New South Wales, with key locations including the Sydney Harbour Bridge, the Sydney Entertainment Centre, and Bombo Quarry in Kiama.
Yeah, that's an outer suburb, yeah.
Yeah, production began in October 94 using a local Australian crew and some cast. Yeah. Sophie wanted to watch the Scooby-Doo movie last night.
Oh, yes.
From 2002, and that was completely shot in Movie World. And it's quite funny seeing I recognize, because it was.
I've been to Movie World. I recognize that.
Yeah. All right. Hello. Speak of the devil.
And here's Sophie. She's just getting herself a drink in the background, by the way.
Yeah, right. She's getting some of my favorite stuff. Okay, it looks like I'm pausing for a second.
All right, going to grab a drink.
No, she wants me to.
Are you going to open the champagne?
Yeah, we got a lot of. We buy a couple bottles of these, a fortnight. Ever since I went to Ayers Rock, I had the champagne there when I was there, and I absolutely fucking loved it. And so I'll do one of these a week now.
Okay. Well, that's very gentle. Nicely done.
Yeah, yeah. None of this shooting the cork across the street kind of thing.
Yeah, I just know. I was looking at the chat while we were pausing. Toto Maple Leaf was talking about it. Yeah, Bandai, who made Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, wanted to be global. So yeah, they would in Japan. They would shoot the action sequences with the Power Rangers and the monsters and whatnot, and the Power Rangers lips don't move, and then the non-Power Ranger stuff. The actors were Japanese and doing stuff, but all around the world they would do localized versions of the non-action scenes and then just dub the stuff that happened.
Okay, next movie. 101 Dalmatians, the animated version.
Ooh, the original animation. Nice.
This is actually a late release, believe it or not.
Okay.
Even though the movie came out in the 60s, they repressed it right at the end of the life of Laserdisc. I think this is a 1999 release. So very hard to get your hands on this one in particular. So if you have a copy in your collection, go and look it up on Laserdisc database. You might miss it. Okay. Oh, I've got 4 of these in the shop already.
Okay. But again, a classic to have in your collection if you're collecting Laserdiscs.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. You should watch it with your kids. Just worth it alone for Timon and Pumbaa, you know.
Yeah.
Down the bottom, hiding back there, I think, aren't they? No, they're not even on the cover. They should be on the cover. They deserve to be on the cover.
They were one of the big marketing points. Hakuna Matata.
Put that monkey on there, and that he was only on like 2 scenes.
Yeah.
All right, what's next?
I've got another classic.
Spaghetti, perhaps. This is the THX repress edition. As you can see, it's got the Dolby Digital surround sound in it.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Which I don't even know if this was even recorded with surround sound, but hey,
yeah, they might have remastered the sound for that release.
They do that, don't they? Yes.
Yeah.
I've got a copy of 481 Ocean Boulevard by Eric Clapton, and that was made in 1972, and yet that's in surround sound DTS. So I guess they can do that if they want to, can't they? You know,
if they've got the original masters with the multi-track recording, they can do all sorts of creative things.
They can just say track 1 goes to this speaker and track 2 goes to that. Oh, that's cool. Okay. Yeah. All right.
Oh, the young fellow who ended up being young Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah, that's Anakin.
Star Wars prequel.
So I really like Phil Hartman in this. As the sleazy neighbor that cracks onto all the divorced housewives and stuff like that, you know. And he's like, "Oh, these cookies are great." You know, I really like these.
Oh dear.
Yeah, really cool. Put that cookie down. And this one's
I just say, technically, kind of kids movie. Very dark though. Watership Down.
Yeah, last week we were talking about Secret of Nymph being dark. This one is going.
Secret of Nymph only exists because Watership Down exists.
Yeah, Watership Down bit each other's head open. So, Secret of Nymph could crawl. Literally, this is a really extremely violent film. I remember watching it.
Yeah, it does have the great Art Garfunkel song "Bright Eyes."
Oh, right. And what the heck? How does a song like "Bright Eyes" end up in a movie where rabbits are literally tearing each other open? You know, like.
Oh yeah, it's inspired by one of the central rabbits, Hazel's vision of everything going to hell.
Yeah. Full on. Anyway, so yeah, Watership Down.
It's
nice
a good
and sealed.
It's a good one, but very dark.
All right, that's it for the kids' ones.
All right,
Well,
let's go.
mostly. We have one more.
Oh God, the original Godzilla. Again, not terrible, but it's kind of funny out of successive decades how the people who had the rights to make Godzilla movies are desperately trying to make money out of it.
Yeah. Look, the thing is, compared to the new Godzilla films, this one's barely worth the watch. But if you're a fan
It's the weakest, honestly.
this is the epitome of the 90s overpriced blockbuster.
Mhm.
They really went like in 96, 97. This
Yeah.
was the biggest thing since sliced bread. 98 actually, I think it was actually.
Yeah.
I think it
Yeah,
was even
Matthew
Christmas,
Broderick is the lead.
January 98 or something like that, around Christmas 98, 97. Yeah, music videos that came with it. You remember Wallflowers, One Headlight? Oh no, not One Headlight. We Could Be Heroes was their other
Yeah.
song they did, and Puff Daddy did a song with the guitarist of not Nirvana, the Led
Black
Zeppelin.
Sabbath, wasn't it?
No, Led Zeppelin.
Led Zeppelin goes da 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 da.
Yeah, that Kashmir
Da-da-da.
song. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Kashmir, and he's "Come
Yeah.
with me" and does a 7 minute, like song where he's yelling at a Godzilla. Come and get me. Kind of.
Look, I got to say, if you want a good Godzilla movie, some of the Japanese ones that came out in the last 5-10 years, Godzilla Zero,
Godzilla minus
Godzilla
one is
Minus One,
incredible.
those movies are great. They are unironically good movies.
Really well written films, yes, and great special effects.
Yes.
Whereas that one, it's funny for, I don't know, the 90s-ness of it.
It's
Frank
very 90s. It's very
Hank
90s.
Azaria as a lead character. Like, what the heck? Then you've got, things like actually half the cast of The Simpsons are in it. It's got it's got the guy from Spinal Tap, the bass player where the shell closes on him.
Yeah.
He does voices in this. Anyway, I'm not going to go on about it. I don't remember most of the names anyway.
Yeah.
But it's just funny because we were talking about The Simpsons earlier,
Yeah.
All right, next up we have...
Is that Dan Aykroyd and John Candy?
Correct. In The Great Outdoors.
A movie that should have been better.
I'm afraid so, yeah.
Yeah.
I think... Was this a John Hughes film? I think it was written by John Hughes. Yes, written by John Hughes. So you do have
a lot of good talent.
Expectations.
A lot of good talent. It just doesn't quite come together though. But if you really love those people, you maybe want this in your collection.
Yeah, if you love John Candy, this is a fun John Candy movie still. There's scenes like when he's water skiing and he doesn't let go of the rope, even though he's told his son 1 million times, if things get a bit, weird, let go of the rope, and he ends up holding on to it all the way through, going through the reeds and going over a jump and stuff like that.
It's fun. It has fun stuff, but it is not a great movie.
No. Yeah. When my daughter watched it, she didn't quite get why I loved it so much as a kid growing up.
Mm-hmm.
I think she found it like confusing that all they do is yell at each other the whole time.
There is a lot of that.
Right,
yes.
She's spot on that. Okay, so someone thought that the chemistry between these two were funny in Lethal Weapon, so they gave them.
But again, they're both great talents, but this doesn't really work.
There's a couple of really funny scenes in this movie that are so funny that it made me go, okay, that was worth watching just for that one scene. I'm just going to put it on now, so you don't need to buy it. Buy it anyway.
Yeah, they're both great talents. There's no two ways about it.
That was my favorite scene. It made up. You might find another funny scene in it that you like. Okay.
Oh, that's one of the spoof movies.
Yes. So Ahmed Assad is
Again, a really serious, accomplished actor taking the
in
lead
Italy.
role in
Yeah.
this spoof movie.
And in Italy, he is considered like Leslie Nielsen in the way of for us, like
Look
non-stop
up,
fighting with everybody.
look up Amand Asante on IMDb. He has done so many good movies. Like, he is very good.
So this was his attempt at doing um, an American film, and I think it was working with Carl Reiner. Yeah, it was too.
Yeah,
Carl
it's a spoof
Reiner
film.
is
It's like
Rob Reiner's
Flying
father.
High, Naked Gun, Scary Movie, all those sorts of
Yeah,
things.
it's exactly like those kind of films, but just turned down to 6 instead of at
Yeah,
10.
it doesn't quite work. They should have pushed
Quite
it
there,
harder, really. They should
but
have pushed it harder.
it's mostly there. It's like the foot without the
Yeah.
toes, like yeah. Okay. Next up,
Oh wow. Now, I'm amazed this hasn't been remade for like and
cool.
doing culture war, alt-right sort of neo-Nazi stuff.
Yes, and especially with the neglected male, like
Yeah, yeah. Playing up white male victim stuff. That it's a good movie. I'm just going to throw in it. It's just a good movie.
mhm.
You can quibble about various things in it, but when it's Michael Douglas and who's the cop? So Michael Douglas is a white collar guy having a bad day.
Directed by Joel Schumacher, and the cop
Yeah.
is Robert Duvall.
Robert Duvall is the cop who's trying to bring him in. It's good. You can pick it apart and say, "Oh, this is flawed," but it's a good movie. And I'm stunned with the political climate in the US in the last 10, 20, because that's like a 90s film, isn't it?
Yeah, 93 or something like that, I think. Yeah.
The political climate in the US in the last 10 or so years, I'm amazed this hasn't been remade.
But yeah, perfect condition. Okay. All right, we have another bundle. These ones are sold together as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah, City Slickers 1 and 2, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, be best to have them as a package. I feel
definitely.
Yeah, I think it's a number one is fantastic. Number one talks about middle age, and the kind of discussions we have on here a lot, where we talk about focusing how your mind starts focusing more on death a lot more when you get older, how to approach it, how to be, how to distract yourself from it, and what is the meaning of it all when you come to the point of life, what is is there any meaning at all to it and stuff? Really?
It's men problems done really well. And honestly, the sequel's not terrible. The sequel isn't as good as the original. Not terrible, though.
It was my introduction to John Lovitz, and I did not get it when I first saw it,
John Lovitz is such a funny person because he is a super weird degenerate. This bit, look, you'll probably cut out of the video because it's irrelevant, but I want to share it with you. I've done it before. Okay.
I know what you're going to say too.
This is tied because I've said this before on the stream. Yeah. This is tied in with it's Jon Stewart from The Daily Show talking about John Lovitz, and there's a real estate agent in Melbourne called Jealous Craig, as in Jellis. He's one partner, Craig, Crog, and Jon Stewart was telling this story once, and it was about how John Lovitz is just fucking out of control. He would show up to events with 2 escorts. It's like they're obviously escorts that he's paid to come with him and whatnot. And Jon Stewart just went, I was at this thing, and John Lovitz shows up with these obvious escorts, one on each arm, and looks at him and goes, jealous, are we? And that stuck in my head. And also because this real estate agent had a really weird name, Jealous Craig. It's like you're telling someone Craig he's jealous. I've always wanted to burst in the door of this real estate agent and just go, Jealous Craig, and they won't know what I'm doing. They won't know what I'm doing, but it will be very funny to me.
It's funny you heard that from Jon Stewart. I heard the same story from Dana Carvey. And
because
he was in a
apparently
restaurant.
What John Lovitz does.
It's just what John Lovitz does. He turned up with 2 black overweight hookers wearing pink boas.
It's just like he just does it. John Lovitz shows up at Hollywood events with escorts under each arm and just says to people, jealous are we?
Jealous?
He's a madman. It's awesome.
Anyway,
that's probably superfluous to you.
Let's do another disc. This is an Adam Rifkin film. I'm a big fan of Adam Rifkin films. They really hit my when you hit the right spot, just right here.
I don't know this film, but look at young Charlie Sheen and young Chloe Sevigny. Don't they look hot? It's amazing.
Christy Swanson.
Sorry, is that Christy Swanson? Oh, why did I say Chloe Sevigny? My brain's not working. Christy Swanson.
I thought you said a man's name, actually.
No, Christy Swanson, who's most famous for the Buffy the Vampire Slayer movie. But oh my God, look how hot they are.
Yep. This is a pretty fun movie. He's going in to get some food at a service station, and then she's going to get some fuel at the service station, and Charlie Sheen kidnaps her, and they drive off in the BMW, and the whole rest of the car, the movie is set inside the car as they're running away from the police. Adam Rifkin is brilliant. He's so fun. His movies are just fucking off this planet and always make you go, what the fuck were you thinking? And this was one of the first ones, The Chase. This is probably his big budget one, actually, out of thinking all the ones. Yeah. But my favorite one is the one with, you know who Penn and Teller is?
Yes.
Yeah, Teller from Penn and Teller does a movie where he pays to be a GoFundMe, where you're allowed to be on set. He pays the highest level of GoFundMe, Okay. And he gets to have a line and go on set because he's massively in love with the chick that's in the film. Who's the girl that you know? She's from Galaxy Quest.
Sigourney Weaver?
Galaxy Quest. No, the other one. Missy Pyle.
I don't know who that is.
Missy Pyle is okay. So in the start of the film, when they kidnap her in the limousine, they're talking to him and telling him the story before the limousine gets sucked up to the spaceship.
Is she an alien?
Yes. Yes.
All right. She's the alien. I know who we're talking about.
Yes.
Fun fact, I don't know if it's on Laserdisc, but I know there was a DVD release of Galaxy Quest because there's a bit in Galaxy Quest where they show what the alien language actually sounds like, which is basically screaming. Yeah. You can choose an audio track where the entire movie is in that language. So it's just the movie playing and it's just screaming all the way under.
Missy Pyle was also in Dodgeball, the underdog story.
Yes.
The team that they were playing against, a German team, and there was a female that had one eyebrow that falls in love with one of the other members. Yeah. Lots of other movies, but so highly recommend checking out Adam Rifkin films. Anything he's done.
Definitely, yes.
Adam Rifkin. So, we've got The Chase, The Last Movie Star, which is the second last movie that Burt Reynolds did, which is a beautiful movie about how Burt Reynolds is like washed up actor now and is just touring small movie festivals. And
Okay.
Chillerama is like short stories, that three major short stories that are like set in like 50s kind of horror movies kind of thing, like
Yes. Yes.
one of the famous ones is Detroit Rock City. He
Which
made
is about
Detroit Rock.
Kiss. It's about Kiss fans.
Yes, I think, is it Kiss or
No, it's
yeah,
Kiss.
yeah,
Detroit
you're right.
Rock
Yeah,
City
yeah,
is
yeah.
about Kiss
You're
fans.
right. It's Kiss, and it has Eddie Furlong and Sam Huntington and Natasha Lyonne and stuff like that.
Well,
That
they're
was a
all
really
really
good
young.
film.
Yes.
The Dark Backwards is is a classic one where the guy is a comedian and has an arm start growing out the back of his back, and that's played by Judd Nelson from The
Okay.
Breakfast Club and stuff like that.
Yes.
And who's the other guy in it? Bill Paxton.
Young
Great
Bill
film.
Paxton. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. This he's a real like cult filmmaker. Like
Yeah,
makes
definitely.
weird movies. I'm not going to understate that they're weird, but that's
They're
why I love
weird.
them.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going on about Adam Rifkin too long. Sorry. I just adore his work. That's all. Okay, next up is an exceptional film. This one is one of my favorites. I've got a copy in my collection still.
Oh, wow. This is so off from everything else. Classic Euro Cinema Paradiso. This film is beautiful. I saw this in the cinema in the 90s when it came out. It's heart-wrenching. It's
Dude,
beautiful movie.
the
It's an
last
Italian
act
film.
in this film is like watching a Ghibli film. It just
Yeah,
makes you cry,
live action.
and you feel happiness in that
Yeah.
crying to know that you are connected with your emotions.
It's just beautiful and uplifting. It's set in sort of early mid
Oh,
20th
wartime. It
century.
would have been wartime or something like that.
I think it's set World War II, yeah.
Yeah,
So 30s and 40s, I think this is set in.
yeah. I'm not going to say any more than that. Look, it's just
beautiful.
This
This
is
film
if
is
you
beautiful.
haven't seen this movie, you're missing out. You really are. Just
No spoilers, but there's
just
one
watch it
bit
once, please. I
towards
really
the
don't want to
end.
spoil it. That's it, It's such a good movie that that ending hits you so hard that it makes you go, "Fuck! I'm glad no one told me about that."
Yeah. So I don't want to tell you. You've just got to watch it.
Okay, another awesome film.
Yeah. Oh, City of Lost Children. Oh my God, this is a trip. This movie. That's the French
Yes,
filmmaker.
yeah, with Rob Perlman.
But what the filmmakers? What's their name? Yeah, Ron Perlman's in it.
Yeah, the filmmakers. Okay.
They did Delicatessen and
Yes, they did. Yes.
they did Alien Resurrection. These French filmmakers, and they have a beautiful visual style, but they also make just trippy movies. And City of Lost Children is just an alternate reality. It's amazing. But it's a partnership. It's two French guys who made a bunch of films together.
They do their names differently on this, don't they? Holy moly! There's so many mentions of David Lynch on the back cover here.
I think David Lynch is a very big influence on this movie.
Yeah, French duo, Junette and Cairo.
Yeah, Genet and Carter. Yes, two different guys. They work together.
And yeah, if you look at the back cover, you can see the direct Lynchy kind of. That's June right there, isn't it?
Yeah, I think I probably prefer Delicatessen to this, but this is very good. And yeah, weird as hell, they actually did Alien
Delicatessen, is that the
Resurrection.
one where they all live in one building? and there's a
It's a
circus
weird
guy.
post-apocalypse world, and it's like,
And
why
there's
does
the
the
butcher
butcher who
downstairs,
run
right?
why does the butcher who run the delicatessen always have a constant supply of meat? It doesn't make
Mm-hmm.
sense. And then you soon find out why he has a constant supply of meat, basically.
Yep, and not just that, but it also, there's he doesn't like the lead character dating his daughter, the delicatessen,
Yes.
and there's
Also,
a whole.
that guy's in Alien Resurrection as well.
But we are getting so off point that
We are
the
off point.
The Lost Children itself is a sensational film.
Very
that
good.
Was the highlight for me was the art direction. The sets and stuff like that are just the next fucking level. Like really
Visuals are amazing.
They do visuals incredible. Like only the French could really do that.
Yeah.
They have a knack for that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
Okay, next up we have.
Sorry. Okay. This is a Michael Keaton film. This is a very funny comedy, and it's arguably a special effects movie because he finds a way to make clones of himself, and so you get multiple Michael Keatons in a scene.
Yes. So included in this is an extra cinematography pamphlet document. Hang on, I'll pull it out. Why not? That comes with this that talks about all the special effects that were done to make the film, which is funny considering this is directed by Harold Ramis. You wouldn't say Harold Ramis is like, the next level of special effects director, the guy that made Year One,
Trivia point. So there's multiple Michael Keatons, and yes, green screen and whatnot, movies have had the same actor in the same frame like forever. But multiplicity is famous because in one scene, two of the Michael Keaton characters do a chest bump. They actually appear to have physical contact with one another. It was the first film that was using effects to have an actor have physical contact with another version of himself.
And Andie MacDowell is gorgeous. She's gorgeous in absolutely any movie, especially
she's great in everything.
Videotape. I love Andie MacDowell so much. And you like Green Card, didn't you? And that was Andie MacDowell as well.
Yep, with Gerard Depardieu.
Yes, Gerard Depardieu.
She's great. And Andie MacDowell, that she's in it. It's worth
it. In another Harold Ramis film, Groundhog Day,
which might be her most famous one.
Yeah, it wasn't Hudson Hawk, that's for sure.
We could have a whole thing talking about Hudson Hawk. Yeah.
We don't want to have a whole thing about Hudson Hawk. Okay. The Criterion of the Week.
Yeah. Oh, I just saw the title.
Yeah, this is the third time I've had a West Side Story on our whole thing channel.
I like to be
this is the Criterion version. Oh, sorry. What were you singing?
I was singing, I like to be in America.
Oh, different song. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've got to do something different each time we talk about West Side.
Yeah. Oh, I'm glad you did. Thank you. Yeah. No, this is probably the best one out of the three that I've had. And this will be the most expensive one, of course, because it is Criterion. And for those who want to build a Criterion collection, it is not cheap, as you know.
Yeah.
It never has been and never will be,
Yeah.
And this is one of the cheaper titles. I'll probably only do this for like $20, not a lot of money when you think about it. And
an epic film.
What is it we haven't said about this film? We said the last two times already,
it's just so pivotal, for that early, in the 60s, to center on Puerto Rican characters and the migrant experience in the US was so.
We said that last video too. Yeah. There's nothing else. There is nothing else we can say about this film. This is the last time, I promise you. I'll put up a copy of West Side Story.
Here's the thing you'll probably cut out of the video, but a music act from the 80s that I love from the UK, King Kurt, who were the forerunners of a style called psychobilly. Look
All
them up.
right, yeah.
They their most famous track was called Destination Zululand, which is funny. But they did a cover of America from West Side Story, which is hilarious. Just these yobbos who are probably on terrible amounts of amphetamines with these huge sort of rocker quiffs coming out here, and the back of their head is shaved, and they're just throwing paint and custard around on stage. Going, I want to be in America. I want to be in America. it's very
awesome.
funny, is all I'm saying.
That should be really fun. All right. This is another late release movie. Probably should have put this in with the kids ones. Yeah. Although this wasn't one of my discs. Before the kids one was mine. I'm not letting my copy go of this because this is pretty hard to get your hands on.
Young Lindsay Lohan.
Sophie loves Lindsay Lohan movies.
Yeah.
You like Parent Trap, don't you? Yeah, she's nodding. She's nodding and drinking. And not much to really say. It's got some special features on this one.
Yeah.
On the back we have special Laserdisc collector's edition.
Mm-hmm.
There.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
All the
commentary track and deleted scenes and screen tests with Lindsay Lohan and
that would be really interesting. Yeah.
Back in the day, if you got a Laserdisc with special with like bonus features, that's been like pretty cool. Like, nowadays it's like whatever, everything else has too, but still would have been cool. All right. Oh, this is a heavy one. Oh, some Robin Williams.
Oh, that's Robin Williams's big transition to dramatic acting, Dead Poets.
Yep.
That's a hybrid of his comic character and his dramatic acting.
Yep, absolutely. He proved he could do dramatic from the movie before this, which was Good Morning Vietnam. It had some dramatic scenes in it. But this one was like, hey, I can be a really good actor as well,
Great movie.
Yeah, Peter Weir is a great director, an Aussie director.
Yes, rose to fame in the 70s in Australia, yes.
For The Cars That Ate Paris.
I think, okay, that's Ozploitation classic, but his serious one was Picnic at Hanging Rock.
Oh, right, of course, yes. Okay.
Cars That Ate Paris, mind you, wild film.
Which one? The Cars That Ate Paris?
Yeah, The Cars That Ate Paris. That is such a wild film.
Picnic at Hanging Rock was a trip as well. What a great film that
was. It was a very surrealistic sort of ethereal, ghostly.
Yeah, there's there's that scene in that movie we were talking about, the Leonardo DiCaprio one that came out last year. I'm having a brain fart again. Paul Thomas Anderson made it.
Oh, one struggle after another.
Yeah, one struggle after another. There was a scene where they're going over the hills and it's suspenseful and stuff like that. I always talk about it. I love that scene.
Yeah.
Picnic at Hanging Rock has that, but it's not going over hills. It's going in between rocks and looking for somebody that's gone missing.
Yeah.
And you're just half expecting to find them, half expecting them to be dead. Like, what are you going to show us?
Yeah.
And they just drag it out, and it just raises the tension the more they drag it out, and yet they still keep on doing it,
Yeah.
Really
it's very
cool movie.
Weird, ethereal. It's almost a horror movie. It's not quite a horror movie, but it's weird and abstract and ethereal enough to almost be a horror movie.
All right, next Laserdisc.
Oh, Dangerous Liaisons. This is so camp. I love this movie.
Was it? Okay, I haven't seen this one yet.
It's okay. It's a period piece, and it's about gossip and society and trying to ruin people's reputations. It's so camp. It's so funny.
So it's a bit like what's that show, Bridgerton or something like that, right?
It is that era's Bridgerton. It is very much. Well, it's like an 80s or early 90s film.
This would have been early 90s by the
really
cast. Yeah. I don't think Malkovich was in many things, or at least not on the front cover.
That was relatively early in his career.
Yeah, Malkovich only became big after Line of Fire, I think, in the Line of Fire with Clint Eastwood.
It's like Glenn Close and
Michelle Pfeiffer. Yeah. Anyway, it's $5, so hey,
it's pretty good. Oh, disclosure. This is a Michael Crichton script. The guy who did the script.
Was it now? Okay. Yeah. He did some great 90s movies.
Yeah.
Like the Philadelphia movie. Was that Michael Crichton? Yeah.
I don't know if he did Philadelphia, but
no, The Firm is what I was thinking of. Sorry.
The Firm. Yeah. And of course, Michael Crichton goes right back to the 60s or 70s with the Andromeda Strain, a sci-fi movie. But this is more his politics. This is gender politics.
Hang on. Was that the guy that did Westworld?
No, I don't think Crichton. Although I could be wrong, I don't think Crichton did the script for Westworld. But this is gender politics. Disclosure is gender politics, and
Michael Crichton. He did Jurassic Park.
Yeah, he did. He wrote the novel Jurassic Park.
So he did Westworld then, because I remember Westworld is written by the same person who made Jurassic Park, and it's basically the same script, except it's not dinosaurs going crazy in a theme park.
It's robots going
crazy in a theme park. Wow, I never knew Michael Crichton wrote this. Oh, directed by Barry Levinson as well. Speaking of Good Morning Vietnam.
Yeah.
Or, same director, Barry Levinson.
Okay.
He did he was a good director. He did lots of really cool films. Okay. Yeah, but I haven't seen this, but I remember it being talked about because it's like, what if a woman sexually abused a man?
Yeah.
And everyone was like, how can that happen?
Michael Crichton did have very conservative politics, and that is a very conservative take on gender politics.
And it followed Basic Instinct, I think, as well, which made it even more controversial at the time because it was like he was already a heated topic. Sorry, I thought you were on the phone, so I didn't want to...
No. I was literally just looking up Michael Crichton's history.
He did do Westworld, didn't he?
Yes, and he did Congo and Sphere and...
Congo! Oh, Sphere! Yeah.
So he did a lot. But he did the original Westworld back in 1973. And he wrote the Andromeda Strain in 1971. That was made into both movies and a TV series, I think.
Okay, this one is another bundle.
Mm-hmm. Karate Kid. Karate Kid Part 2. Karate Kid Part 3. 1.
So that's 3. Where he was technically the karate man at that point, really,
So 3 Karate Kid movies.
Yeah, number 1 was in 1984. Number 2 was in 1987.
Yeah.
And number 3 was in 1989.
Ralph Macchio. Hey, have you watched the series? It was originally like a streaming series, like it was on YouTube, and I think Netflix picked it up. Cobra Kai.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I'll be honest, I only watched the first 2 seasons. It's not that it was bad, although that I was not a fan of the um, the Legacy movie they did last year.
No, I didn't watch any of the Legacy movies, but I
Jackie
thought
Chan.
Cobra Kai was interesting because it
But
was
I really got into Johnny's story on the
yeah,
Cobra Kai, and it was really cool angle how they took it and kind of went, all right, paying it from Johnny's point of view instead,
30
and
years later. Yeah,
how he felt manipulated. You know, it
yeah,
was like,
yeah,
wow,
yeah,
that's a different angle to take a show.
yeah.
Okay, Wesley Snipes and Woody Harrelson.
White Men Can't Jump. I do remember this movie. This was a moment.
But we can
And they
bounce.
work well together. Wesley Snipes, Woody Harrelson.
Yeah, they did in
really
this. Good. Money Train was a freaking disaster.
Yeah, and because this was successful, Hollywood goes, well, we could put them together in anything and it'll be good.
Yeah, but they really couldn't. Although they have done so many great movies independently from each other as well.
Yeah, both of them are great. They're both great.
Yeah, Always Bet on Black. What was that one?
That movie is so funny. Passenger 37.
Passenger 57. That was Passenger 57.
That movie is
managed to pull that from the back recess of my brain then. Like, how did I even,
Yeah.
And there was another one he did with another parachuting movie. Charlie Sheen and did a movie called Terminal Velocity.
Yes.
And then like 3 months later, Wesley Snipes came out with Drop Zone.
Yes.
And almost the exact same film. You know, like preventing robberies happen by using parachutes because they don't design skyscrapers from access from the roof. You know, they design it from the bottom to stop access, you know.
Yeah. It is weird how often that happens in Hollywood, different studios, because films are usually in development for a number of years.
We were talking about it last week with Ants. We talked about Ants and Bugs Life coming out at the same time.
Yeah. And they're in development for a couple of years independently, and mysteriously they come out at the same time. It's wild.
Shark Tale and Finding Nemo came out at the same time as well. Volcano and Dante's Peak came out at the same time as well.
Yeah, it just keeps happening. You can track this over the last definitely 4 decades.
I think they're called sister movies or something like that.
Yeah, but
it's a movie that came out at the same time, you know.
It's usually somewhat coincidental that just people are thinking about the same idea at the same time.
Or someone got fired during development process of making one movie, and then they took the little idea and went to the other corporation and said, right, Universal, let's make another version of Volcano and call it Dante's Peak or something like that, you know.
Yeah.
The famous one was, I think they were working on the Shark Tale one was the most famous because a bunch of people from Pixar went over and started working at DreamWorks, and that's where they stole the idea from. Okay, last disc, and we're only 3 minutes over.
Nice.
Another Robin Williams one.
Oh, this is a really esoteric, intellectual one. There was a famous novel, The World According to Garp, and it's like this role was made for Robin Williams because he's a really weird, idiosyncratic character. I feel like I haven't seen this movie since the 80s, and I'm not sure how well it would have aged.
I rented this like 10 times from the video shop. I absolutely adore this movie. I've watched it probably, I'd say 2007 was the last time I watched it, though. I don't
think I've watched it since the 80s.
Since Harambe died, you know, and the whole world went to crap, this might be perceived with a whole new direction, especially with John Lithgow as a trans woman in it.
Yeah.
Which is really interesting that they did this
back in the time. That was pretty cutting edge. Yeah.
It was my introduction to what trans was. I didn't know it wasn't drag either. It was actually
no. It was someone
It was
Yeah, they
taken
were-
seriously. Like it wasn't ha 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 ha. It was
No, it's very
serious.
serious. Yeah,
And he was a human in this film and characterized and stuff like
yeah.
that. And I think John Lithgow is an incredible actor. Sadly, he's gone done bloody
I was about to
Harry
say,
Potter.
he's a good actor. I've heard questionable things about him as a person, but he is a good actor.
Yeah.
But now you've taught me. I now want to re-watch this one because I legit don't think I've watched it in 3 decades. I don't know.
Well, yeah, it's definitely a like you said, it's a perfect Robin Williams film. When it comes, you couldn't have written Mrs. Doubtfire for anybody else. You couldn't have
Exactly.
written-
Sometimes he just fits roles so well.
I don't think you could have written Good Morning Vietnam for anyone else.
Yeah.
But this is the same. It goes into that same bucket. That this was
Absolutely.
perfect for Robin Williams. Yeah. And so that is 30 all up, but it's more titles because there were bundles in there as well. But overall, we've got 30 discs, and it's going to be a fun weekend, I think. If I wasn't already in possession of most of those titles, you can bet I'd be scurrying to the website and
there are some
find them up.
great titles in there, like some really good ones. So something, and again, that was a something for everyone selection. Good kids films, good mainstream commercial films, some more arty ones. Just a really great selection.
Yeah, Cinema Paradiso. The person who gets that, I'm so jealous of you getting to watch that for the first time.
Yeah.
You're going to hit.
And if you get it and you watch it for the first time and you want to message us afterwards about the scene after you watch it, you'll know what we're talking about.
Yep.
And it's just like oof, that hits you right here.
It is, isn't it? It's like a sledgehammer through your chest.
Yeah, it's overall a really good film, but there is one scene where it's towards the end of the film where it's just, oh wow. And it's all about the power of cinema and community and touching people and reaching people and creating. It's a great film. I don't want to talk it up too much because it's actually a quite simple, low-key film, but it's beautiful.
Bill Collins would have ranted his ass off about it back in the day. You can bet your ass about that. In the meantime, please leave a comment in the video. I like to know, I like comments. I like comments.
Which ones stood out? Out of all those ones we just showed, which one grabbed your attention the most? Which one did you go,
if you've seen any of them, what was your favorite out of those?
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah, don't watch it passively and just move on. Leave a comment for us, please. I really love them, and like and subscribe and all that kind of stuff, because then it'll come up in your notifications, when it comes up. Because I don't always release it like at the same time. Sometimes I'll do these videos and they're out by Wednesday. Sometimes it'll take me a little longer and get them out by Thursday. So yeah, having that extra bit of time, kind of lets me clean up a little bit more, But yeah, thank you again, Angry Aussie, for coming on and chatting through films. And there were some good ones I enjoyed today. Thank you.
That was a great selection.
I thought you'd like today's one. Yeah.
Alrighty. See you fine folk another time.
Thank you, dude.
Excellent. Those were really great movies, though. There were some really good ones in there.
Yeah. And totally, like the kids ones came from my collection, but the rest of them are from that Dave Aspinall guy.
Yes, you were saying that you got all those ones, yeah.
Yeah, that's why they're all in such good condition and stuff like that,
Yeah. All righty.
Yeah.
I'm going to go...
Are there any
Actually, you know what I'm going to do?
In the chat?
I always say it as an excuse, finishing with a little bit of my liqueur.
That's what I just did. I gave
I'm
one little
putting
bit so we can...
I'm putting a bit of flavour into the orange peel for Mrs. Angry.
Oh, right. Yes, for Mrs. Angry. Right.
Yeah,
yes, for Mrs.
That's my excuse. But I do like having a little sip of my liqueur before bedtime. But she puts this the liquid left over because there's still some ice in here. And the liquid and the orange peel go in a hot chocolate in the morning. I have previously forgotten to eat the cherries, and so she got a cherry for her hot chocolate as well. But I've remembered the cherries tonight, so I'm gonna.
So Adam Rifkin, right? Back onto Adam Rifkin because I think we just said a little thing for me where I really love this guy. I wrote a review on some of his films, right? Not all of them, but I would like to share one with you, right?
Yeah.
Okay, it's called Shooting the Warwicks. Imagine if reality TV went completely off the rails. Then imagine it going 10 steps further. This film is a vicious send-up of our obsession with manufactured drama, and Rifkin does not pull a single punch. Hilarious at times, deeply messed up at others, and guaranteed to make you side-eye the next unscripted show that you watch.
Yeah.
So much fun. And director's cut, written by Penn Jillette. This one takes on celebrity worship and fan obsession and somehow makes it both laugh out loud funny and uncomfortably real. The storytelling is wild and completely unorthodox, flipping the whole idea of who controls the film that you're watching. So it's not, because the Patreon guy steals the footage and starts editing it himself, and that tends to be the copy that you end up watching.
Okay.
And then, he kidnaps Missy Pyle and ends up filming the last act of the movie in his basement while she's tied up, Fucking brilliant film, I'm telling
you. You just make me think someone should do a movie like that inspired by Mr. Beast today. It'd just be like... And the way
hear about the Markiplier film that came out this week,
which is doing really well, apparently.
Completely self-funded and completely released without any form of corporation backing.
Yeah, and I mean, I saw the trailer for it on YouTube. So Markiplier is like almost OG YouTube, and I've never really watched his stuff. I've never been a Markiplier guy. I know who he is, but I've never
playing scary video games and screaming. I used to the first year when I was doing my shop, I would come over to this house when my best friend lived here with his wife.
Yeah.
And she would watch Markiplier while I'm in the back room taking photos of discs.
Yeah.
And all I could hear was, and I'm like, what's going on? And I come in and I see he's playing some for Five Nights at Freddy game or something like that on the telly. And it's like, oh, really? But, some different strokes for different folks, Some people like to watch Angry Aussie,
Yeah. Yeah. But that was like a $3 million budget that was, I think, a combination of self-funded and crowd-funded. And it's making, like in the first couple of weeks, $20-30 million.
Oh, my daughter, who's 16, is hanging to see it. Is trying to drag her mum out. She hates horror films,
Yeah, an indie film returning 10 times its budget is fucking wild.
Especially in 2026.
Yes.
When regular movies can't even return their budget,
Exactly.
But here's the thing, though, it's a lot of people are going to see it purely because Markiplier made it.
But because they're Markiplier fans,
like Come To Me did, Talk To Me.
Yeah, because they were Raka Raka fans seeing it.
Yeah, because they were already Raka Raka fans.
They
loved
they were like, "Oh, our boys are making a feature. I'm going to see it."
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, so many other sort of YouTubers and social media people weren't successful. So I mean, I'll probably wait till it's on your Plex, basically, but I'll be interested in seeing it. Because I have a soft spot for YouTubers done good.
Me too. Especially when they put their whole heart behind it. They're not
Yeah,
just doing it for selling out. They're
yeah,
doing it because they love it. They genuinely love it. That's exactly what YouTube's all about. Just
absolutely.
loving the sharing of film
Yeah,
and did you
absolutely.
like the Wrecking Crew?
I thought it was fun, but when it got nonsensical, it took me out of it. Like there are all those scenes. The two things that were nonsensical: the bad guys shooting up areas where the public were, and like hitting pedestrians, or the helicopter shooting the cars on the highway and stuff like it. And it's
Mm,
like nobody would do that. You can't do that because it attracts too much of the law. You can't do machine gun fire in a street and hit
mhm.
20 pedestrians. You can't have a helicopter with machine gun blow up 30 cars on a
So
highway.
I
Like,
noticed you watched it in two separate
yeah,
parts. You
I
did
was getting
45
distracted.
minutes and then
Yeah,
took a break and then did
yeah,
another. So obviously it drew you out somewhere in that
yeah.
film because
But
yeah.
it was also the highway car crash. It was Blues Brothers level of silliness. Like
Oh,
it was.
okay, yeah.
It to me, there were bits that were nonsensical that took me right out of it. It's like, yeah, dude, great. It's the Yakuza or bad. They are not going to machine gun pedestrians. They are not going to have a helicopter strafe cars on a highway and take out a dozen civilian cars in collateral
Mm,
damage. They're just not going to do that because it would cause too many problems. And
yeah.
also, there was a scene where it's like the two cars that crashed and the bad guys who are assassins are firing a machine gun at point blank range and mysteriously failing to hit our heroes. And it's like, wow, it's very lucky that that trained assassin is firing a machine gun at point blank range, but not hitting our heroes. Phew, that was
Mm.
fortunate. So it's just, there are a couple bits in it that are nonsensical to the extent that it took me right out of the experience. But it's broadly fun and enjoyable. And yes, Dave Bautista and
I love him.
Jason
Uh,
Momoa have
Dave
great
Bautista
chemistry.
is so enjoyable in films.
He is. He's great. Jason Momoa is great. No
Yeah,
question in
he's got a
front.
lot of
But
charisma.
they just shouldn't have done these really nonsensical bits
Mm.
because it's
Okay,
like,
here's the question for you. You did Rashomon as well,
yes.
and is that the one where it's a samurai and he keeps selling himself back and forth between the two gangs?
No, that's Yojimbo.
Ah, which one's
That's
Rashomon?
playing both sides off against each other.
Yeah,
Which
Jimbo's the one I was thinking of. Right,
which got
yeah.
remade with Bruce Willis as Last Man Standing,
Is
except they didn't
Rashomon the
have the
one
rights.
where they have different memories of a story?
Rashomon is when three different people tell a completely different version of what happened.
Yeah, that's
And
the one. Yeah, yeah.
again, just in terms of being a really good filmmaker, there's some stuff, some of the shots are like, holy shit, this is so unlike what, because it's a 1950 film. And so
Mm,
this is Japan just barely post World War II.
mm.
And there are some shots, particularly these running through the woods shots. And it's like, no one was doing cinematography like this. This is amazing.
No, he was great. He's definitely, and yeah, it's my third favorite. It's not my. I prefer your Jimbo and Seven Samurai over those two.
Seven Samurai. Oh my God, Seven Samurai. So, but also, I remember, I think this is from one of the Criterion Closet films, people saying Kurosawa could do rain in films like no one else. Like there's
Mm.
this whole thing with these guys
Oh,
telling
the
a story.
Jimbo, not the Jimbo. Rashomon's Rain. Wasn't
Rashomon's
that
rain. And that's
incredible?
not real
Yeah, yeah.
rain. He's faking that rain. And it's absolutely incredible.
It is like they are drowning in that shit.
Yeah.
It is the drops are so thick and
Yeah.
yeah.
It's and when I was watching that, I remember, I'm sure this came up in a Criterion Closet video where they're saying, like, if you want to do rain in a movie, watch Kurosawa.
Yeah.
It's just like,
Yeah, that's how to do it right. Yeah.
But yeah, it was, the cinematography was amazing. The acting was weird. It was kind of like mid 20th century
Yeah.
Japanese acting. It was kind of weird,
It
but
was, yeah.
and particularly the bandit who has this maniacal laugh. It's like, okay, you're crazy. We get it. Okay.
Yeah.
But the whole thing about the story being told completely differently by three different people is like, and because it's the whole thing, well, who's telling the truth? Are any of them, were they all doing something self-serving when they told their version of the story? And
So I did my movie. I did this. I did a couple more James Spader movies, but I'll skip past
yes,
those. The new one that I did was I'm Chevy Chase and you're not. It's
okay,
the
is that a
new
doco?
Chevy Chase doco. Hey,
Yeah,
yeah, it's on Plex if you're wondering.
okay.
So it's what I liked about it was it wasn't afraid to show how much of an asshole he was,
Because he
as
is.
well as how much he loves his fans and still loves his wife that he's been with since the early 80s and loves his kids and stuff like that, but uses the assholist as a protection system because he has a very shallow temperament. He's
Does
very
seem
easily,
insecure. He definitely
yeah,
seems
insecure. That's the word. Thank you. And yeah, I found that film
yeah.
honest.
Yeah.
And that's what I wanted. I didn't want a fluff piece like the I'm Still Here, the John Candy one. I'm sorry.
That was a sentimental
I don't need the sentimental when it comes to Chevy Chase. I want something that's going to show that he was an asshole.
Oh yeah,
He
everyone agrees he was, but
that you
also he's
can't
super talented.
ignore. Yeah, especially in the mid '80s when he was very abusive to gay men.
Yeah.
Absolute disgusting human being when he wanted to
Yeah.
be sometimes, but at the same time, you know,
Okay.
somewhat redeemable film in the sense as well, because you get to like him as a person through the doco as it manipulates you and talks
Yeah.
about how much he is a good
There's
person.
no doubting he's talented. Actually, you know what I loved the stories from the Dan Harmon series Community, where they had the generations, the Gen X, the millennials, and Chevy Chase was the boomer in it.
Yeah,
Um, there were stories like from the real world on the set. Chevy Chase was trying to like, you think I'm old, I'm super edgy, and he say all this super edgy stuff, and Dan Harmon was getting mortified because he would say racist shit to Donald Glover to try and get a rise out of him.
mm-hmm.
Um, this was in an interview with Dan Harmon, like a podcast, and Dan Harmon's he's going to Donald Glover go, oh, I'm so sorry, he's doing this stuff, and Donald Glover's going like, it doesn't matter, man. I don't care. It has no effect on me. And then he was being super sexist to and just being really obnoxious. What's her name? Who was the young millennials was Donald Glover, and I've forgotten her name, the young one.
He was disgusting to Yvette Nicole Brown, who was the character that played Shirley Bennett.
The black woman. Yeah, he was awful to her.
Had the
Yeah,
sandwich.
he would do racist shit to her and Donald Glover. But he did sexist stuff, particularly the younger Alison Brie. And this was the thing Dan Harmon's saying in this podcast, and he's going to Alison Brie to apologize because they were like, getting lunch when, things on the table. And she's like, I don't getting like a salad sandwich. And Chevy Chase is going, I've got some salad dressing I could give you right here. And do it up. And he's trying to upset her, and she just went to his face and opened the sandwich and said, yeah, I like the sound of that. Give it to me. Show it to me now. And he was just like, he was not used to, and because she's like 30 years younger than him at least.
Yeah, but not just that, but she's used to he is used to women going, oh, that's disgusting. Oh, you know.
Yeah. And
having
she just literally went, yeah, okay. I'd love some dressing. Where's the dressing for my sandwich? And
Dan Harmon does live podcasts and stuff like that.
Yes.
And I think you and I talked about this. There's an episode where he talks about how Danny Glover went on and did the "This Is America" video clip, and how upset that he was that he had such a talent in his hands, and allowed Chevy Chase to speak to him that way.
Yeah.
He
I remember
seeing appalled that was happening, you know, that to someone that had more talent. That Dan Hartman thinks that, you know, Donald Glover has more talent in his pinky finger than Harmon has in his whole body.
Yeah,
you know,
I love that one.
Yeah, just such Dan Harmon's. I have hats off to the guy, really.
Yeah. He was like, oh yeah, you know, I got young Donald Glover in, and he was funny and he was great, and I loved him. And then he released "This Is America," and I was like, this guy's talent went so far beyond anything I was prepared.
He knew it. He knew it before "This Is America" came out. They would have scenes with Donald Glover in it that they purposely would not write. They would write a premise or an outline of what he would do and say, here you go, you do it, you know, and let Donald Glover come up with his own stuff because it was funnier than what they could write.
Yeah. And I think I remember one interview, that character, the jock character, they were writing in their head it was a white character. And Donald Glover auditioned for it, and they just went, he's so much better than anything I had in my head as well. Anyway, let's ramble some more on Thursday and Friday night.
What, Charlie not spoiling a movie? Haha, very funny, Suffer.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, John Candy. My mother had a dinner with Candy years ago, back in the 80s, at Royal York Hotel in Toronto. She told me Candy was a really awesome guy to be with. How could he not? You know, he's such a beautiful soul. He was such a good soul, you know.
He does seem to be
same with Robin Williams. Robin Williams used to have a clause in his contract that they had to hire homeless people to work in the bloody movie he was in, you know, like. Yeah.
All right, but it's almost 10:30. I'm going to go to bed.
Okay. No, everybody.
And we need to find opportunities to ramble on. Oh, I'm probably, because it's not date night this week.
I've got my list. Have you got your top 10 driving songs from the 80s list?
No. Is that the thing we're doing?
I'll make my list. I've given you a week and a bit notice, you know, so.
Oh, I can easily do it. 80s is my fucking.
You can come up with something on the dot, you know. It's not like, anyway, a lot of the things, you know, like I've tried to keep it varianted, so it's like there's some pop and some, you know, chart music, but there's also some different stuff in there as well. I thought would be really cool, you know.
Absolutely. All right. That's something we can do. And Celtic jumped in and said hello and goodbye, Celtic. See you another time.
Oh yes, thank you very much for the shirt compliment.
That is a good shirt. That is a good shirt.
Yes. Cheerio.
All right. See you another time. Bye.
You are totally